Hey everybody, this is Kevin from Imperial Surplus. I've had a few questions brought up recently about how to make the new EP3 movie helmet wearable. As I mentioned, it would make a great display because it has the correct size neck ring, which does not allow you to fit your head in unless you do some modifications to the helmet. So there's a couple things that have been done to this style of helmet in the past. This is one of my personal helmets that I did actually back in 2007, and what we did back then was we cut between here along underneath the brow, and using like a real fine mini saw blade, and we were able to cut this free, and then we used epoxy to put magnets in, and that allowed us to create what's called the what do we call it? We call it a face off, basically, because the face pulled off, and that allowed us to keep the neck ring. So for this one, this is the new Imperial Surplus helmet. The neck ring is different than that one, but the idea can be the same. You can still cut along the side of the ears, along the brow. Use epoxy with magnets. I like to use like earth magnets. Try to find at least an N42 to an N54 strength. The what do you call it? The 1/4 by 1/4 round cylinder style magnets seem to work quite well. So that is an option. Another option, depending on the size of your head, is to do a bottom ring cutoff, where you would cut along here and then just along the bottom end all the way back here and make the ring come off, and you can add magnets around, again using a real small blade to cut around. And what I would recommend to do that is to use calipers and actually kind of like measure, okay, where you're going to be cutting on the back to here, and measure that to your head using a ruler. And then also, how far wide would you be going? See if you can maybe do like the twist on method, like a classic Stormtrooper helmet. So do a lot of measuring before you cut. You can also do a back off mod, where it's similar to the front, but you're cutting off the back, and maybe underneath there. Find out what's going to work best for you. Again, using epoxy and magnets to reinstall. The cleaner your cut, the better, because you want to have a very minimal gap. You can also use Bondo to make your gap even less noticeable. But once you weather it and paint it, you don't really see the gap. This was kind of a real crude cut. I was hurrying to get this helmet ready for Star Wars Celebration 4, which was in Los Angeles in 2007. So it was a real quick job as far as doing the face-off mod, but overall that method works. Another thing you can do is just simply cut the ring off completely, making a much larger opening that you can slide your head on, but then you lose all of that accurate detail. So those are a few options that you can do to make this a wearable helmet. Again, it makes a perfect display helmet as it is, but those are some of the modifications that I would recommend to make it wearable, but find out what works best for you. Thank you for following Imperial Surplus. Hope this helps you guys out.